going on, guys? It's kind of late here, but we're going to be. Take my hat off so you can see the stream name. There we go. So if you have a name request, you can put it in the chat here on the live, and I'm going to be writing it into my Twitch live stream. And if you want to go and check that out, you can watch it later. So that's a good way I can do a lot of names at one time. But I can also try to promote my Twitch channel, which I would like to do more writing sessions on. So I'll see if I can grow more followers. So go over to Twitch and see if you can follow me there. And let's see if we can get some names. If you want to request them here, you can come over to Twitch and request them, or you can put them in the chat here on the live on TikTok, and I will write them also. And then you can go back and look at my YouTube, or you can go check out my Twitch and watch it later. So, hey, hi. Welcome to the Twitch stream. Awesome. So yes, I am here live. Do you have a name request? I'm going to be doing name requests for probably about a 30-minute session. Oh, well, hello, Monday. Do you have a name request? But welcome. I figured I'd go ahead and start doing some tests, get some naming sessions and things like that. So let's go ahead and just test something out. Since you're here, can I do Oloran? Yeah, we'll do Oloran. Now Oloran is a Middle-earth name, but I'm trying to do just the English transliterations, the orthographic, so that's what I'm going to stick with tonight. At least first, let's do that. So we'll do the L like this, with an O on top, going into the R like that, with an O on top. Then we'll finish out with our consonant N and an I on top. So that's how you would do it in the orthographic. If you guys are on Twitch, I'm over here at my Twitch stream. Sorry, I said it backwards. If you're at TikTok, feel free to come on over and check me out. Put a name request in. If you are only on TikTok and don't have access to Twitch right now, you can put your name request in. I'll put a name out there, and you can go back and watch the stream later. So, yeah. Let me see if I can pull up. Let's see. I'm just super curious because Oloran, I'm wondering what his, let me look up his name. You've got me wondering now. We'll find out here in a second. Okay, Oloran is Quenya, and it means dream or vision one, which that's pretty neat to know. I didn't know that. And for you guys that don't know, Oloran is Gandalf's Maiar name. So I just want to make sure I'm doing it correctly. So this was the orthographic mode that I just did. Guys, if you're on TikTok, come over to Twitch, and we're doing a live stream session for writing names and phrases and whatnot. So to do Oloran in actual Quenya, that would be first you have the O like this, and then an L. And Quenya is a little bit different the way you write it. And because it's an accented O, we're going to do a long stem with another O like this. Then we're going to do our R. Now this is Quenya again, so remember the order is different. It's reversed. We do RI and then end it with an N like that. So that's actually how you would do Oloran in Quenya. So cool. There we go. So now you got to see it in the English orthographic and also the Quenya version. So if you guys are watching here over on TikTok, remember, put in a name request here. And if you can't go to Twitch right now, go check it out later. I'm going to be posting the live stream up to my YouTube, as well as you can go to my Twitch and watch the stream later. So for now, we're just doing a name session. So if you guys want to see your name or request a name, you can post it here on TikTok. Have I seen Rings of Power? All right. We can talk about that for a moment while we're waiting for some names. I have actually reserved to wait and watch the Rings of Power once the first season is completely out. And the reason why I do that is because I do that with all TV shows. I'm not very good at waiting for shows like week to week. I would rather binge watch them all at once so I can see them all back to back and there'd be no delay. So I've just kind of been waiting. I've kind of been just holding on. I've been watching some of the videos of, people's opinions about it and stuff. So I'm really interested to see it. I've tried not to be spoiled about too much. So I am planning on watching it. But no, I haven't seen Rings of Power. And that's deliberate. So it also keeps me, it was a good way also to keep me out of some of the drama because I know there's been a lot of drama surrounding the TV show. So I figured that was a good way for me to do that. So that's my answer to that. Does anybody have a name request? So that was a good request, Monday. By the way, can you just confirm to me you can hear me okay? I've got my new mic set up, and everything seems to be pretty good. I did some tests earlier, so. Thank you, Monday. Oh, cool. Awesome. Thank you. I was hoping so. This setup was fairly inexpensive, and I thought it was a good deal for what I got, so thank you. Thank you for the confirmation. All right, so have you done Irene? All right, I don't think so. Again, I'm over on Twitch. If you want to join, feel free to, if you are able to. And if you're not able to, then go back and watch the stream later. I'm going to also post it on my YouTube. So I'm going to do Irene. So let's do Irene. So we'll start off with the R like this, and an I on top. And we'll go into an N like this with an E on top, and the silent E will be on the bottom like that. I think I need to make my font a little bit bigger. So Irene one more time. Let's see. Yeah, that looks better. You can see that better, of course. And we're going to do an N with an E on top and a silent E at the end. So that's Irene. Thanks for the request. And thanks for the likes, guys. Appreciate that. Sometimes I do my lives on TikTok and actually write on the lives, but I'm trying to grow. Thank you for joining the Twitch stream. I'm trying to join my Twitch channel a little bit because I would prefer to do everything that I can live on the Twitch stream because there is so much more interaction you can do. The user interface on TikTok is not built for interaction with people, especially for what I'm doing, writing and teaching and stuff like that. So this is just more ideal. I can set everything up the way I want, so you can see the writing, you can see me, you can learn more about me, you can ask questions, we can have more interaction. I could have moderators. It just would work so much better. So if you guys want to head over here to Twitch, I would love to write something for you. We're doing names. I'll go ahead and pick out another name just to kind of keep things going. Let's do another one of the Myers names. Let me pick one out. What about Olway? That's also a Quenya name. Thank you for the follow, Shaduko. I'm not sure how you say that. Thank you for the follow, though. Appreciate that. So Olway is a Quenya name. So let's do how to do that in Quenya. It would actually be like this with the O. This is a telco, a short stem or short carrier. And then we're going to do our L lambe like this. And then we'll do this symbol in Quenya. It's like the W sound and then an E on top, because this is Quenya, it's written reverse. So this is actually Olway. That was the one that popped inside my head. So not exactly sure why I picked that one, but you got any other names or recommendations? If you guys are on TikTok, I'm doing names over on Twitch. Go check me out. Give me a follow there. I'm trying to grow my channel. And also come hang out with us. I'm writing names if you want to see something. Yeah, I'll do Jennifer. Again, if you don't see it now, go check out my stream later. I'm also going to post it on YouTube. So we'll do Jennifer next. This is just the best place that I can work. So I'm going to do the J here. That was the J. But first, and then the N. We're going to do a bar up under to make it two N's. We're going to do an E on top. And then we're going to do an elf like this with an I on top. And then we're going to draw our R that ends at a end of a word with an E. And that's Jennifer. So thank you so much, Monday, for trying to promote. I appreciate that. So yep, we did Jennifer on the live stream over here on Twitch. And let's see, I'm going to pick a different name now. Let's find, yeah, awesome. Yep, we'll do Perry. I'm going to try to find something to do if we don't have any requests, but I see you made one, so let's go with Perry. So we'll start off with the consonant P. Actually looks like a P in Tengwar, which is convenient. It's nice. We're going to do the R like this with a bar up under it to make it two R's with an E on top, short carrier, and a Y. So that's Perry. Hello. Welcome to the live here on TikTok. If you're over here, we're doing name requests on Twitch. If you want to put a name in, you're welcome to. The Twitch stream will be available later on if you want to go check it out if you have time. I'll also be posting it to my YouTube. So if you have a name request, go ahead and submit it here on TikTok. If you're over here on Twitch already, thank you for joining. And we'll just keep this going for a little bit longer. I've got some time tonight, so I'm trying to do about a 30-minute session. It's just a little bit of a, you're welcome. It's a little bit of an icebreaker session just to see how this works, see how well it works. And I think so far it's been working very well. And I definitely want to keep doing it and expand upon that. So we've got, see how many people we've got online. I've got, we got several viewers here. We got 3 viewers. Every viewer is important, and every person that wants to make a name request is welcome to. Let me go ahead and I'll write my name. If you don't know my name, it is the Tengwar Teacher, but it's also Jamie. That is my real name. I've shared that before publicly on many streams and whatnot. So this is the J, and we'll do an M. Thank you for the likes, guys. Appreciate that. This is an M, and then we'll do an A on top. Let me do that a little bit better. And then we'll do a short carrier with an I on top and finish with a silent E. we go. So I can make a couple of more announcements, some things that will be coming up. If you guys don't know, I have a YouTube channel, and I currently have a 9-video series that teaches you the English Tengwar system, which is, if you don't know that, is from Lord of the Rings, and J.R.R. Tolkien wrote it and made it and created it. And what I'm going to be doing over the next several months. Why are we seeing your face? You're seeing my face because I'm trying to let you know to come over to Twitch, and we're going to be writing. Yeah, I'm writing names on Twitch. I'm trying to grow my Twitch channel, and I would love to take a name request if you want to go watch it later. I'm going to have my streams put up on YouTube and the Twitch channel. So, but something I have coming up over the next couple of months. The reason why also you see my face is because I'm telling you that I have another YouTube series coming up from October through December. I'm going to be making the new video series that will teach Tengwar on YouTube. It's long form. I already have that on my TikTok, but it's very short form. So all my stuff is real. I had to crunch it in. What is Twitch? Twitch is a gaming platform. If you go to twitch.tv, you'll see that. But also it's pretty much any video hosting. You can do live streams. So a lot of people use it mostly for gaming, but many people use it for other live streaming. So yeah, for the next 3 months I will be making a brand new video series that will be teaching in long form how to write the Tengwar, and it will have a lot of revisions in it that were not on my old videos. It will also be in a better format. It'll be more professionally made, and I think that the people that enjoyed the last videos will certainly enjoy the new ones, but also the people that are going to be new to Tengwar will be able to benefit and learn from these new videos way better than they were the old. So there's also some revisions that I'm making to update the series to be more J.R.R. Tolkien like, and that's really important to a lot of people. It should be important to you if you write Elvish, that you want to be as accurate as possible. And so a lot of the stuff that we do in the Tengwar community, there's a lot of variations, and a lot of stuff that we do is very what we call acceptable. Like there are acceptable variations and modes, and then there's some exact set ways that if you want to write more specifically, just like Tolkien gave us attested examples of, then you want to stick to those. So my new teaching videos will be more specifically just that. Alright, so over here on Twitch I have a name request. We're doing Patricia next, so let me go ahead and do that. To write that, we'll start off by doing the consonant P like this, and then we'll go into our consonant T like that with an A on top, and then we're going to do an R like this. And for the soft C that makes the you have a couple of options here. Orthographically, you would do a Silme Nacorna like this with an I on top because it's a soft C, although Patricia actually makes the SH noise, so you have a couple of options. I'll just show you. So you would end out with a short carrier, an I, and then another short carrier and an A. My A's are running together tonight. Let me stop that. There. So that's one option you have. That is more of a orthographic way to do it. So again, this is all going to be on my stream. I'm going to be throwing it up on my YouTube, so you can go back and check what I'm saying and go back through it slower later. But what another option we have here is if you wanted to do it more phonemic style, you could do an SH here, because that's Patrish, makes the sh sound, and then we do a short carrier with an I, another short carrier with an A. Same ending. It's just you change this one character and from the Silmain Nakorno, which is a soft C, to an SH. So both of those are acceptable. You could write those either way, and they would be correct. I usually like to write orthographic. That's my style that I do personally. Awesome. So there you go. That's Patricia. Thank you for the request. Guys, make sure if you're coming over to Twitch, make sure you're following me, because I'm planning on doing this more often. I'm planning on doing some writing sessions with more longer phrases, like sections. We might take some of the Quenya literature and stuff and go through it. I may do some. I'm definitely going to do some. What was highly requested by my YouTube followers. They're wanting to see me talk about the Middle-earth languages and their origins, so we'll be doing some of that. I'll try to do each of my sessions will be more of a topic. Like right now, I'm doing names, so if you have a name request, throw it in. But this is something that I want to make sure that if I'm doing something on topic, that you know what it is kind of up front. So, do I have any more requests? I'm probably going to go about another 10 minutes. So let me pick out a name. Let's see, I was going to do Galadriel. Let me look that up. What I'm looking up here, if you're wondering, I have a website that I go to, and I can put that in the description of this video. And what it does, it's sort of like a database of accumulated names and phrases, mostly words and names from the books in Middle Earth, and it tells you, like, if it's Sindarin, Quenya, Noldoran. It helps with that, and that way it kind of clues me into some of the prep work I need to do to write it, if that makes sense. Because there's so many different variations and modes in Tolkien's writings and languages that, I mean, I don't have all of it memorized, sadly. But so this one's actually, it looks like it's what you would expect. Galadriel, I mean, it's going to be first to second age Beleriand Sindarin. So it's actually really long. Let me pull down the font size here. Guys, if you're on my TikTok live here, check up here. You see it says we're on Twitch. We're doing the live stream. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for promoting this. If you have any questions, I don't mind answering on the TikTok here. But I'm over here on Twitch taking name requests, trying to grow my channel. So if you want to come over, make a name request. If you want to check it out later, let's do Galadriel real quick. Now this is going to be Beleriand Sindarin, which is, it's a lot longer. So, but thankfully I have my whole iPad here to write. So we'll start off with a Sindarin G, which looks like this. It actually looks sort of like a J sound, but it's not. It's Sindarin. So we're going to do the A like this. Then we'll do an L like this. And we can do another A. The D is the same. Looks like this. R is going to be this R here. The I is just a straight short carrier like that. Move these things out of the way. And the E is going to look like this. And then we'll end with the L. So in the Beleriand Sindarin, it's actually more like how we write names in English here. It's not like a it's not where, the letters don't go on top of each other with the vowels and stuff. It's just spelled out fully. Do I have a favorite name to write? A name or just a word? I have several. Yeah, this is Galadriel, and look how long it is. There's another way you can write it in the full mode of Gondor, but this is actually would probably be the way she would have written it, because that's the age she was from, and this is what existed during her time. Very, very long. Let me get my eraser here. So yeah, I got a couple of things I like to write. One of them is the English word for hope. It looks like this. It almost looks like a lambda. It reminds me of that, but that's the H. And then we do the P like this. This would actually be a really cool tattoo idea. The O on top and a silent E. So it's real small, short. That could actually be a name, Hope. Because Aragorn's name in Elvish is Estelle, which means hope. So there's that too. So yeah, that's sort of my favorite go-to. It's short and sweet. Something I've been looking at as far as another name that I like to write. Let's see, other than my name, I like to write that on everything. All right, sure. I can answer that. And that's fine. I'm always welcome to any questions we get, especially if it's kind of like tonight's kind of a slow night. But I like this. I like just hanging out with you guys and trying to grow the channel, get more attention to Elvish writing in general. So the question is, if you're listening on TikTok, somebody asked in my Twitch, they've seen Elvish scripts and the Dwarvish script or writing. What did the Hobbits write in? So the Hobbits, they actually would have written. You have to consider, like, the best way to think about it would be sort of like the location of where people are in Middle Earth. And what I mean by that is like Hobbiton, the Shire, Bree, that whole west side of Middle Earth. There's a reason why Tolkien says in his books, in some of the preface or appendices, I forget where it's at, but he says something about that this writing would be more like somebody who would have written it in a Westron, a man from Westron. I believe that the Hobbits would have written in that same sort of an English style writing. That's what I believe. And I think they demonstrate that in the movies. I may be wrong about that, but I don't think that they would have written in Dwarvish or Elvish. Now, the fact that they were always around people in Middle Earth, just like today in our real life society, I'm not somebody that knows fluently Spanish or French or Japanese or something like that, but I am acquainted with it, and I know a little bit, like, just because I'm a little bit familiar with their cultures. I've met some people from those cultures. I've studied a little bit on my own, so I think the Hobbits probably would have done the same. Obviously, it looks like some of their map building, map making, at least that Bilbo did. Some of the map stuff that he did, he included the Dwarvish runes, mostly because of his experience with the dwarves, his time in Erebor. He probably would have picked up on that, and he obviously was an educated hobbit. He made lots of maps. He wrote books and stuff. So yeah, it's okay. It's not really off topic because it's actually what I talk about and what we do with languages. So thanks for the question. I hope that answered it. I'm not exactly sure what they would have written in, but my best guess is that they would have probably written in what the Westron men wrote in, and I think it was sort of a variation of English / some with Elvish influence. That's my guess. I don't know about the new Numenorian script. I haven't seen that yet, so that's new to me. I have to look it up. So thanks for the heads up on that if that's a thing. So let me write another name. We did Galadriel last. Let's see. If you guys have a name request, I'm doing a writing session over here on Twitch. I'm taking questions though, and anybody wants to make a name request, they can actually do that here on Twitch, or they could do it on TikTok. And I would like to just open up that for anybody. Let's see what this. Okay. Okay, so this has to do with Rings of Power. Alright, I'll check that out sometime. Somebody asked earlier if I had seen Rings of Power, and I'm waiting for the entire first season to be released before I'm going to binge watch it. That's my choice. I prefer to wait. I do that with all TV shows I watch though. So I'm going to do. I'm really curious about Adar, because I have heard that name so much. Well, there's a word for Adar. It's going to be Sindarin. First stages. So this is the A. Then you got your D like this. It literally means father, but you guys probably knew that. But so there you go. It's Adar. It's pretty easy to write. It's pretty short. I'm probably going to try to do my next stream sometime a little earlier. I just happened to get all my stuff set up and I was really excited, so I figured I would do like a short session and try everything out. So I'm glad to see everything's working. Let's pick another name. How about, or a word? This is actually something that I was working on today. This would be actually good for learning. If you're over on my Twitch stream, I'm writing names and words and phrases. If you want to make a request, it can be pretty much anything, any character's name or your name or whatever. But the word for word prophecy. I was looking at this earlier, so let me write it out for you, because I don't really teach the PH sound. I've always used sort of an elf in the place, and it's acceptable, but I'm moving towards this, and let me show you. Make sure I'm writing here. You're going to write for me today? Good. There we go. So we're going to do a P like this, and then we're going to do an R like this. Now, this symbol here, I don't really have anything taught on that, but that's the PH symbol. And I'm probably about to do something about that on my TikTok soon, because it's actually more accurate. And but I mean, if you wanted to use an elf there, that's phonetically correct, so it's not wrong. But there is a Tengwar that represents the PH. So anyway, and then because of the C being a soft C, we would write Silmane Aquarna here, put an E on top, and then we'll do a short carrier. It's also called a telco, and then a Y on top. So that's actually how you do prophecy. And I was writing that earlier this morning, and I was like, I was studying up on that PH, and I thought it was fitting to go ahead and throw that into this session, because I don't think I've gotten that many names with PH in it. So apparently I probably just filled it in with an elf, which I don't think is as accurate as I would want it to be. So I'm trying to update some of my methods and my ways to be more accurate. So So that's how you would do prophecy. If you guys are on TikTok, throw me a question. If you want to see your name written, I'm doing this on Twitch. You can go check out the stream later. I'm also going to upload this to YouTube. So my links are in my bio if you want to go check out any of this stuff. I have a link to my Twitch in my bio. Also have link to my YouTube on my profile page. So yeah. All right, so let's do Sophie. It's a good point. Yep, you're right. So let's do that. So we're going to do a Silme like this, with that PH sound like this, with an O vowel on top, short carrier with an I, and a silent E at the bottom. So that would be Sophie. Yep, that's how it would look. All right, guys, it's a few minutes past. Got a few people watching. Does anybody have a why is the E silent? Sophie. Sure, that's actually a good point. The reason why is because the short carrier with an I actually carries the E sound. It's the I makes the E. I know that sounds crazy, but the I actually makes the longer E sound, and as a result, you don't say Sophie E. So I'll say that one more time. You don't say Sophie E. The Sophie, the I covers the E sound, and the last E is actually silent. And that's why. Yep. My name is Jamie, and that's exactly how I write it at the end as well. And that's pretty common. Now, I will say, this is acceptable. I prefer, and most people in the community write it with that silent E like that. But you can write another short carrier and an E at the end like that. But that's really not accurate. It's actually more accurate to do the silent E because of the way I explained it just a moment ago. And I also think it looks pretty good aesthetically. So, somebody's asking on TikTok. They're saying they've seen vowel diacritics written under the Tengwar. Could I explain that? It's actually what we just did on the Twitch stream. In the word Sophie, we actually did the diacritic, a dot. Hit my microphone. We did a dot up under the E. The I, excuse me, to make a silent E. So sometimes the only time you'll really see it in the English mode, at least, you're only going to see that with E for a diacritic, or a theta is what we call it. Yep. And the reason why is, I don't know why it's placed that way, but that's, it keeps telling me I lost my connection on this. I don't know if you guys can still hear me. I'll just keep talking. But yeah, the reason why is just that it usually represents a silent E. That's the only time that you're going to see a diacritic up under. There's not really any other use cases I can think of. You will see some bars up under. As far as the placement, why Tolkien chose to do that, I'm not sure. Other than that's just the way he decided to make it, truthfully. So does anybody have a name request? I'm about to just throw out a name. Let's try to think of another name where we can use that PH. Well, Philip is one. Let's do that one while I'm waiting. So to do Philip, we'd start with that symbol for the PH like this. And then we'll do an L. There's a couple of ways to write Philip, but this time I'm going to write it with two L's. So we'll put a bar like this, an I on top, then a P like this, and an I. So that's Philip. So, yep, this will be a good good way to introduce my TikTok channel to the PH as well. I'm going to be writing that soon, doing a teaching video on that. So if you're following me on the, if you're watching on the Twitch, make sure you follow me, because I'm going to be doing a lot more. I'm going to be doing some podcasting. I'm going to be doing more writing sessions. I'm going to be talking about some upcoming videos that I'll be releasing on my YouTube. It's going to be a long form, thorough teaching of all the Tengwar teaching. I currently have a 9 video series out there that's been there for 7 years, but it's actually kind of old. There's some things that need to be revised. There's some things that I would do differently if I had it to do over again. Definitely want to make it more professional looking. I want to make it more like what you're seeing here on the Twitch stream, where you can see me, you can see my writing. Be doing some other bells and whistles, trying to make it look nice, sound nice, better graphics. So also, I'm not going to hold back on, I may make some of the videos longer. Hey, I appreciate you joining the chat. Awesome. Yep, I would love for you to learn, and if you guys want to learn, I have a playlist on my YouTube channel for learning. I also have a playlist on TikTok if you're on there. I said a playlist on YouTube, yeah. So go check out those if you're ready to start learning. If you have any questions, I'm going to be starting to do some podcasting, some interviews, and some just sessions where I write and just hang out with you guys and try to help you learn, or if you have any questions. I get so many name requests on TikTok that I realized that, it's one thing to do, and this is going to be not really a rant, but sort of this is what's been on my mind. With so many name requests, I could just keep that cycle going where I just knew names and names and names and names on my TikTok. The problem is my desire as a teacher, Tengwar teacher, I actually want to teach more. I don't want to just be a one-trick show, I want to actually take more time and invest in people that really care about learning and give them an opportunity to have more exposure to myself, to what I can offer, and to really get more of a community going so that we can start growing and learning together. There will always be opportunities to do names on my TikTok, and I'll keep that going because I know people, that's how they first came to the channel. But there's a lot of people that really want to learn, and especially with the new show coming out, it's gotten a lot of interest in Elvish writing, Elvish content, and this is maybe one of the reasons why you found my channel to begin with. And if so, welcome. I've been doing the Tengwar Teacher now for 7 years, started on YouTube. I've been writing Tengwar and Elvish stuff for over 18 years. So just a little bit of a background on me. Write that big number there. 18 years. Yes, I am not a young person. But that's okay. It's all about how you feel inside, right? So back when the Lord of the Rings trilogy movies started coming out on the screen, that was actually my I'll get to that question in a second. That was actually my introduction to Lord of the Rings. I had seen The Hobbit, the animated one, back when I was growing up as a kid. But really the trilogy coming out on the big screen opened my eyes up to the world of Middle-earth. And I just didn't grow up in a family where we didn't read a lot. My parents didn't read. They both worked all the time, and nobody really was a big reader. That's just the way it was. I wasn't a huge reader. But when I saw these movies come out, I watched the first one, and then after the first movie, I had to go read the books. I wanted more. I was real hungry. I didn't want to wait till the second movie came out. And of course, once I saw the Elvish writing, I was just mesmerized by it. And so it's been about probably 18 years at least. I started looking around trying to learn, sort of like maybe some of you guys are doing right now. But you're lucky that there's so much content out there for learning this stuff. Back then, there was like maybe one website, because I mean there was hardly nothing back then. Thank you for the follow, Moonly Daylight. Appreciate that. But back then there was nothing. I just I found stuff in the appendices in the Return of the King book. I found a website that helped, and yeah, I started with Appendix E in Return of the King. That was my first chart. Then I started Googling, looking it up, and you know what? I don't even think Google existed. Oh my gosh. I am so serious. I don't think Google existed. Whatever the search engine I used, I looked it up and I found one website that had an explanation of the English mode. So my number one desire at the time, I had a friend, we were both into Lord of the Rings and nerdy stuff, and we liked that kind of stuff. So I had a goal. I was like, it was either Ask Jeeves or I think Yahoo was there. It may have been Yahoo. But we had a desire to like exchange like notes and stuff. You know, we were like, I was in my early 20s. I was actually married at the time. But we were just friends that hung out, and we was like, hey, wouldn't that be cool if we could write in this language, or at least using this, because you know we also liked stuff like deciphering and doing like code and stuff like that, or making our own language type stuff. That was something we were interested in. I was like, well, we like this movie. We have that in common. Why don't we start with trying to learn how to write in Elvish? So I went down the rabbit hole and I started really learning and absorbing it. My friend did not. We're still friends to this day, but he never did. And so as a result, I just started taking like my class notes in Elvish. I started going to the grocery store and writing my grocery lists in Elvish. I'd go to church on Sunday and I'd take my sermon notes in Elvish. True story. Um, I basically just wrote everything I could, and it took me about 5 months probably to solidify it in my memory. But before then, I would just carry around like a little index card, or I'd print off the chart that I saw on that one website, and I just internalized it and tried to write everything I could. And boy, all the stuff that I learned over the time of doing that, like just looking back on some of the stuff I originally wrote was so wrong. But I mean, I've been doing this for 18 years now. So over time, you know, more stuff was released by the Tolkien Society. So we got more examples. We got to see more attested material by Tolkien from them. And there was more communities being built around the subject matter. I got to meet a couple other people that, like, some people had done their dissertation and went to college for these kind of things, and just getting an opportunity to really grow in that community, I started understanding more about what was right, what was wrong, the different variations, the different modes, what the languages meant. If you're going to write like English or original mode, how does that work? So it's just taking the time to do a deep dive into it. And now just I've been writing with it so long that it just kind of comes natural. Anyway, I had a question on TikTok for my Twitch viewers that are not seeing this. They asked, is my channel seeing viewership increase during the Rings of Power series? So I would say yes, but I took a break right before the summer started. I took about 2 months off, and that was to do with just a lot of stuff going on with my family, starting a new job, and just a lot of personal stuff. And I decided to kind of just exit social media for a while. So I can't really say during that time. But once I came back, what's about maybe a month ago, I started back, or maybe a little less. Yeah, I've seen an increase. I think there's more people out there that are looking up stuff. I when I came back, when I came back into this stuff on TikTok and YouTube, I started seeing a lot of the drama surrounding the show, the new show. And again, somebody asked if I had seen the new show, and I'm saving it. I'm waiting for the first season to be finished out so I can watch it all at one time. It does a couple of things. One, that's the way that I prefer to watch shows in general. But it also kept me out of some of the drama and kept me a little bit neutral because I don't really know how I want to think about the show. I think I already have some reservations about it, and I may um, expand on or expound on that one day, um, but I don't know. We'll just have to see. But yeah, it's definitely. I don't think it's hurt. I've definitely seen more people coming in. Um, as a result, it's definitely a good thing that for the whole community in general. I think everybody's benefited from this TV show. So thank you guys for the likes. Appreciate that. So I have a question. Do I speak or write in other languages as well? Okay, so I'm not fluent in any other language, but um, I can write in Koine Greek, or I can read it, probably better than write it. I've studied that for a while. I've studied some biblical Hebrew. I did both of those for a long time growing up. Um, I have studied beginner's Japanese, so and I would need to brush up on that, but I can do a little bit of conversational Japanese. Um, I know a little bit of Spanish because we have a lot of Spanish speaking individuals where I live. So I've heard it growing up. Got some exposure to that and studied it a little bit. So, but that's it. I'm not fluent in any other language other than English. I really only kind of stuck to really being invested in the Elvish writing because that's just something I really enjoyed doing. Okay, so we're getting close to an hour on this session, and I think that's going to be a good stopping point. If you guys would please make sure you follow me if you're in the chat on Twitch. If you're over here on TikTok, go follow me on Twitch because I'm about to be doing some more podcasts, writing sessions, and all kinds of fun stuff that's coming up in the next couple of months. And I'll be doing more stuff like this. I may try to do some writing on TikTok Live. I've done that many a times. So if you guys find this subject interesting, if you want to see some phrases written, or if you have some names, be thinking of them. And the next time you see me pop on live, go ahead and ask. Get you a little list going and stuff, and we can just have a lot of fun with it. And that's really what I want. That's my desire for this Twitch stream, is that it become a place where I can just hang out with you guys, where we can write, where we can talk, we can discuss the Middle Earth languages. I'm also a gamer, so I'm probably going to be playing some of the Lego Lord of the Rings and Lego Hobbit games on my stream. So you'll be seeing some of that out there too. May play some other games because I like Castlevania style games, so I may be playing some of that and throwing some of that on my channel, just because it's fun. And I don't mind talking and answering questions while we do that. So just giving you guys more of an opportunity. So, yep. Thanks for checking out my YouTube. My YouTube has a full, complete. It's a 9-video series right now, and it's complete. And I would say that it's definitely something you should check out. That's something that I'm about to redo in the next coming months, and I've got everything kind of made up now, but I've got to come up with some of the material because I'm not going to do, I don't want to do a one for one of what I did. I'm coming up with brand new, if you haven't seen the YouTube channel, then you just need to go check it out. I do riddles. I have an entire story written in Elvish, and it's something that each video you learn piece by piece, and you have to go back and compile them together to read the story in Elvish. It's not in Sindarin or Quenya, it's in English, but it's using the Tengwar characters. So it's something you should definitely go check out if you haven't seen it. But for my new videos, I'm coming out with new riddles. I'm coming out with new words. I'm going to revise my editions to make sure it includes everything that J.R.R. Tolkien has attested up to the current date. I'm going to be doing a brand new story, so I'm not rehashing out the old story. So you have time to go binge watch the YouTube channel now, go through all that, and then by the time I have my new stuff coming out, you'll be ready for that. And you may even be able to just stroll right through those and be able to figure things out. I'm also going to be probably doing some scavenger hunts. What I mean by that is we'll be releasing some clues and puzzles and trying to get people involved, and it will eventually lead you to something Tolkien related, Middle Earth related, that universe, or Elvish related, or it will require you to actually be able to read and solve the Tengwar to understand it, and then use that to find clues. Because I mean, scavenger hunts are not that hard usually, but if you add the Tengwar element to it, it will require that you actually study and learn Tengwar. But if you know how to read it, it gives you an edge up on it in the competition. So, and we'll probably do some giveaways. We'll have all kinds of fun. I'm just trying to get this stuff started because, I could sit here and do the same thing over and over and over and over, or we can try to make this more fun and get this channel started. And so make sure you go follow me on Twitch. And thank you guys for joining me on Twitch. I'm about to wrap this up. We're at an hour, and it was nice for you guys to join. Thank you for the follows, and I will talk to you next time. Take care.